party was sick. I can't believe Claire was there.
She looks so hot.
Oh, she's looking so good. I'll turn the song up. Yeah. Oh, what's this? What is it?
Oh, it's a ride spot check.
Oh, no. Oh, it's spot check?
Spot check? I don't think I had too much to drink.
Are you sure?
Not sure.
Oh, are you serious? How many did you have to drink?
Not too many, I don't think.
Are you sure?
I don't think so. Oh, they're waving me in now. I guess I have to.
Hi.
Hi.
Just doing a red spot check.
Okay.
Have you any alcohol to drink tonight?
Just a couple of drinks.
Exactly how many?
Just a few.
Just a few? You just pull over here, right behind this cruiser here.
Okay.
Okay, this is definitely not the time to be asking yourself if you've had too much to drink or if you might be a little high. In case you're wondering, most people in Ontario don't drink and drive, but for the few that do, the consequences are serious. I'm here with Dave Woodford from the OPP to find out more. So Dave, what happens when you pull a driver over and they blow 0.08 BAC or higher?
It's serious, Eric. If you blow above the legal limit, or if you refuse to blow into the screening device, you immediately are suspended for 90 days and then charged criminally.
Ouch. But how many drivers actually get caught?
Well, believe it or not, about 17,000 people lose their driving privileges every year. Then, if they are convicted under the criminal code, they are looking at another suspension, a fine, alcohol education, treatment program, and the ignition interlock license condition when they actually get their license back.
What about drivers in graduated licensing?
Well, drivers in graduated licensing have a 0 BAC condition, so they would be suspended for having any alcohol in their system, and in addition to any of the consequences that the drivers face at the higher levels.
What about a fully licensed driver who says, I've only had a couple, I'm not wasted, but not above the legal limit? No problem, right?
Well, it depends on how far below the legal limit they are. Ontario has had roadside suspension for drivers found to be in the worn range for decades, and these suspensions just got a lot tougher. Now in Ontario, drivers who blow in the worn range will have their license suspended on the spot 3 days for the first time, 7 days for the second time, and they'll have to take an alcohol education program, and 30 days for third-timers who will have to have an alcohol treatment program and have an ignition interlock license condition for 6 months.
It's definitely a good idea for people to keep track if they're going to have any alcohol before driving. But what about someone who hasn't been drinking, but still seems a little out of it? In talking with Dave, I also found out that there's new federal legislation that gives police officers the authority to test drivers for drug impairment.
That's true, Eric. Driving under the influence of illegal or prescription drugs can be just as risky as driving drunk. And so the penalties and programs for offenders are the same as they would be for a criminal code drinking and driving conviction.
I bet you a few people would be surprised to hear that.
G1, none. G2, none.
Alcoholic drinks, none.
0. 0. None.
0. None. If you're gonna have a drink, don't drive. Stay at a friend's house, take a taxi, or take public transportation.
Carpool, take a taxi.
Bring the extra money for a cab, a bus.
Taxi, friend who hasn't been drinking.
Having a designated driver.
Being the designated driver yourself.
And don't let someone who has a history of always drinking be the designated driver.